Hello, Wolfpack. I wanted to update Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash, as you would have seen if you follow my TikTok account, is making some good progress, and it's on the way, in my personal opinion, to making a considerable move. I know we only updated Bitcoin Cash about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I think it's due for another update due to the new progressions that have come in from the technical side. Now, as I explain every video, and as you're probably sick of hearing me say, and it sound like a broken record at this point, but the reason that I'm bullish on Bitcoin Cash is not necessarily because of the fundamentals, although I think there will always be a niche for Bitcoin Cash due to the fact that Lightning Network, setting up a node, doesn't really work well on individual level. It works well for institutions and companies, but I think Bitcoin Cash will always be superior in sense of transacting from one person to the other. And I think that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin Cash is on Grayscale, one of the reasons why Bitcoin Cash is adopted on every single cryptocurrency adoption platform alongside Bitcoin, alongside Ethereum, alongside also Litecoin, right? So there's a reason this stuff happens. And for those of you who say Bitcoin Cash is obsolete, Bitcoin Cash is dead, it doesn't make sense, right? Bitcoin Cash wouldn't be being adopted on PayPal, only a month ago in the UK, and soon to be globally. It wouldn't be getting adopted from a Commonwealth Bank of Australia, which is the largest bank in Australia, as payments there. It wouldn't be getting adopted on such a mass scale if it was obsolete. As I've said multiple times, these big institutions, these big companies that are adopting Bitcoin Cash for payment, as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, but mainly the topic of this video being Bitcoin Cash, they have teams of analysts, professional trained analysts working around the clock to identify what is going to be good and what is going to be bad. And the fact that they choose Bitcoin Cash alongside those 3 other coins means that this coin is very, useful in some sense, either to individuals or to those institutions, and hence it has a future, right? Because they're not going to invest in coins that die out. They just wouldn't do that on a fundamental level. So that's one of the reasons. And also the main reason I'm talking about Bitcoin Cash right now is because, I think it's going to make a move very soon. And the reason being, and what we saw last altcoin season is we saw, a pretty boring time until November, right? In November, we started to make some decent moves. And then in December as well, we started to make some excellent moves. The thing I like about Bitcoin Cash is that it seems to top out with Bitcoin, right? With Bitcoin, roughly, maybe a few days after. But the reason I like this is because we can trade Bitcoin Cash, right now. And then when Bitcoin tops out, sell our Bitcoin Cash and filter it into altcoins that are still on the ground. So we're maximizing our gains. We're planting a seed, it grows up, we cut the tree down, we replant the seed in another altcoin after Bitcoin tops out and it cuts up. It's the most efficient way to invest, right? Investing cyclically because the market moves cyclically and the way the money flows moves cyclically, right? So Bitcoin Cash is like one of those coins, like Litecoin as well, that tops out with Bitcoin. And so once we make our profits on Bitcoin Cash, we can sell it and fund it back into some altcoins to get those cheap as well. And that's the way to make the most money possible in an altcoin season. And that's why I like Bitcoin Cash. Another reason I like Bitcoin Cash is because Bitcoin Cash has the branding appeal. Now, we have, a considerable amount of people in cryptocurrency, but the whole point of a bull market, the whole point of peak bull markets is that the vast majority of people that come into the market are fresh, completely beginners, don't know anything about anything. And so they will buy Bitcoin Cash just because of the name and just because of the fact that it is priced significantly lower than Bitcoin, right? It's also right in their faces. It's on top 20 of the market cap ranking. So all they need to do is scroll down one page and they'll find it, right? So it's very much in their face. Yes, it doesn't have hundreds of people shilling it like it did in 2017, and that's one of the reasons why my price prediction is not as high as other coins. It's still dramatically higher than current prices. Is at 3,800 is my price prediction for Bitcoin Cash. Basically, I got that price prediction by realizing that Bitcoin Cash came to a price point of 1,600 earlier this year when Bitcoin reached 64k. Assuming Bitcoin reaches my price target of 113k by January the 6th, Bitcoin Cash will be performing with Bitcoin plus around 50%. Now that's an estimation. That's basically telling us that, altcoins outperform Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin Cash will outperform Bitcoin by around 50%, as do, most high cap altcoins. And so that will bring us to a price target of around 3,800. The reason why I think this makes sense, 3,800 is currently about a 5 to 6x from current prices. So definitely considerable gains. And also the fact that, as I said, we don't have hundreds of people shilling it like we did in the last cycle. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit less pumping, but it's still going to pump drastically and go to prices that are basically, very, very far away from current prices. And I think that the reason being, the main reason as well, is that what we can do is we can wait for this to go up. It will top out with Bitcoin. We can cut it down, sell it, all right? We can sell it there and then filter that money back into altcoins, overall maximizing how much gains we have in our portfolio as a whole. Now, Let's get into technical indicators, right? So on the daily chart, we can see we've held for support here in September and we've bounced to the upside and we currently look pretty okay. What we could be seeing is an extended inverse head and shoulders pattern, but it has taken a while for the right shoulder to play out, so we're not going to be relying on that. But the reason I'm making this video is not because any particular charting pattern is happening, although there are charting patterns, right? There's this smaller symmetrical triangle that is playing out here that we could be looking at if we zoomed in, right? And that would suggest that we're going to be making a move by mid-November, maybe the 18th of November, which is good. But you know, the main reason I'm making this video actually requires me to remove all of these and kind of look at the Bollinger Bands, which are tightening, right? When the Bollinger Bands tighten, it happens before every single big move we've seen to the upside. Look at this. Bollinger Bands tightened here, we moved to the upside. Bollinger Bands tightened here, we moved to the upside. They did it here, we moved to the upside. They did it here most notably, which is actually exactly where we are now in terms of price action and for a similar length of time, right? And after a similar move to the upside. So that's excellent. And we saw after that happening, a move from 500 USD to 1,600 USD. That looks very similar. They also tightened now, right? And, you know, I guess we could say this is a tightening. You know, we saw a tightening here as well. But the point of the matter is very bullish, right? It basically means the whole price action of Bitcoin Cash is compressing to a point where it needs to explode at some point. And given the trajectory of the market, it's pretty illogical to assume that's going to be to the downside. It's obviously going to be to the upside. So let's bring back some of this. And we can also see that, well, in terms of SMAs, it would indicate that that explosion is going to be happening sooner rather than later, right? Just like we saw right here, all of our SMAs are within a price range of around 20 USD, which is very, very, very small. Actually 10 USD, which is absolutely minuscule, which kind of suggests to me that we're going to be exploding on Bitcoin Cash within the next couple of days, right? Within the next couple of days, you know, at most the next 3 days, right? But very, very soon. We could also see that, you know, we have the VVPR, and the VVPR is suggesting that, well, right now for Bitcoin Cash, we're actually in one of our last few blocks of major support, resistance, and we can see that once we break 725 USD, it's basically open season for Bitcoin Cash in sense that we don't really have much resistance, right? So once we break this red box, that's 825 USD, not 725, we do not have much resistance at all, and we can make some quick 2x moves to our all-time high within the matter of days, most likely. So, you know, everything is lining up on the daily chart for a bullish move in terms of SMAs, in terms of MAs. We can also see on the MACD, we are seeing, and we haven't actually seen it yet, which is more bullish because we're seeing tomorrow, we're going to be seeing tomorrow, if we maintain this green candle, a bullish MACD cross, which would spike us up over the symmetrical triangle and to the upside, retesting that red box. We're also seeing a successful flip of this previous RSI resistance, right? We've flipped it nicely in the last couple of days and we're heading to the upside once again. As for the weekly chart, we're seeing a bullish MACD cross come in, which should help us come up to the upside, right? That will happen next week, most likely, potentially the week after, but most likely next week. So, you know, the point of the matter is, and we'll look at Bitcoin, the Bitcoin pair before we say anything. On the Bitcoin pair, we are also bottoming out, which is excellent, right? So we're seeing a bottom out, an all-time low. We're retesting that all-time low right now, which is around 800 sats, right? Right now we're at 930 sats. It's very unlikely we'll go lower than that. That's our lowest support zone. And so after that point, we should be breaking to the upside, possibly retesting some of these higher resistance zones. I'm not really too concerned about where we go. But we do have some sort of short term, I guess you could say it's a descending wedge. Let me just draw it out quickly. It's probably more like, yeah, a descending wedge on the Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin pair, something like that, which is bullish to see as well. So basically, guys, just to conclude what's happening here, everything is lining up for not only a bullish November, not only a bullish December, but most importantly, a very, very, very bullish 1 or 2 weeks for Bitcoin Cash. And, you know, Bitcoin Cash, as I said multiple times in this video, and the main reason I'm speaking about it is because it is a coin that you can trade right now, wait for Bitcoin to top, sell it off, and plant that seed back into some lower altcoin. So it's an optimal trading pot, you know, it's an optimal trading coin as of right now in the current price action, and it also is going to set you up for future further gains as you kind of manage your portfolio in the future. So bullish on Bitcoin Cash. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.